What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about the Ole Miss Rebels. It's Ole Miss Takeover Day on the SEC Network, so I decided I'm going to talk about Ole Miss. I'm going to also talk about SEC Network analyst and former quarterback for my Alabama Crimson Tide, Greg McElroy, because he talked about Ole Miss on his podcast this morning, and I'm going to just break down what he said. He made some good points, okay? Hey, Greg McElroy say you can't sleep on Ole Miss coming into the 2023 season. You can't sleep on them, okay? He says they're going to surprise some teams, okay? Ole Miss has one of the hardest schedules, probably the hardest schedule in the SEC. They play Auburn on the road, Mississippi State on the road, Georgia on the road, and Alabama on the road. They got LSU and Arkansas at home. I think they're going to split those games, right? I think they'll beat Arkansas at home. I think they'll beat Mississippi State and Auburn on the road, okay? But I think they'll lose to Alabama and Georgia on the road, and they'll lose to LSU at home. My opinion, okay? So, hey, I could be wrong, but I doubt it, all right? So, like I say, Greg McElroy feel like the Ole Miss Rebels can surprise some teams this year. He said, do not take Ole Miss lightly, which I don't think nobody takes them lightly anyway. All right. But anyway, this is what Greg McElroy had to say about Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss Rebels. He said Lane Kiffin has done a really good job in the portal, not just at the quarterback spot, but at other positions as well. I think they have different makers potentially at tight end. I think they have difference makers at wide receiver, and I also think they might have the nation's best running back in Quinshon Judkins. I already gave you Quinshon Judkins' numbers. He could be the best running back in college football next year. Remember, he was only a freshman last year. Over 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, averaged 5.7 yards a carry. I said that in my last video. But anyway, he could be the best running back in the country next year. So maybe. But anyway, he talked about the quarterback position. Okay, they got a quarterback battle going on down there in Oxford, Mississippi. Spencer Sanders, a transfer from Oklahoma State, is battling Jackson Dart. Okay, Jackson Dart was their starter last season. Jackson Dart threw for almost 3,000 yards last season, 20 touchdowns to only 11 interceptions. Need to clean up the interceptions, but hey, just something he probably been working on in the spring, the summer, and leading up in the fall. Okay, like I say, Spencer Sanders, he's a transfer from Oklahoma State. He's a senior. Jackson Dart is only a sophomore. But anyway, Spencer Sanders, he threw for over 2,600 yards last season, 17 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. Okay, both of them need to clean up the interceptions, but that can be fixed. But anyway, going by those numbers, either one of them can win the starting job. But if it was me, I would stick with Jackson Dart, being that he's been in the system. He's got a year in the system already. Okay, but Spencer Sanders could come in and show him up, do better than him in the fall, and win the job. Okay, so hey, yeah, they got a quarterback battle going on. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Oh, he did mention the tight end and the wide receiver position. Okay, they got 2 tight ends coming in. Transfer junior tight end, Caden Prescorn. He came from Memphis. He had 602 yards receiving last year with 7 touchdowns, and they bringing back sophomore Michael Trigg. He only had 156 yards receiving with 3 touchdowns, okay? Maybe they're going to play a 2 tight end set. I don't know. All right, so, hey, Greg McElroy got confidence in these guys. All right, the wide receiver position, okay? They brought in 2 stud transfers, all right? And they brought in senior wide receiver Jakari Franklin from UTSA. All right. He had over 1,100 yards receiving last year with 15 touchdowns. Not bad at all. They brought in transfer sophomore wide receiver Trey Harris from La Tech, the Raging Cajuns. 935 yards, 10 touchdowns. So one guy, almost 1,000 yards receiving. One guy went over 1,100 yards receiving. Those are the two transfers they brought in. All right. They also bring back junior Jordan Watkins, who had 449 yards and 2 touchdowns for those Rebels last season. And they bring back junior Dayton Wade, who had 309 yards last season, 3 touchdowns. All right. So, hey, those two guys they brought in, hey, I think they some prolific wide receivers. At least they was in the conference that they was playing in last season. Lane Kiffin addressed a lot in the transfer portal. Okay, Greg McElroy went on to say, while Lane Kiffin has not named a starting quarterback yet for the 2023 season, whoever wins the battle will have the pleasure of conducting one of the most talented offenses in college football. Okay, I already named the quarterbacks, the tight ends, the wide receivers, and remember, Quishon Judson, running back. That's all you got to say when it comes to Ole Miss and running backs, because he will be one of the best running backs in college football if he can stay healthy. All right. Moving on. He talked about the defense. Let's see. The Rebels have brought in Pete Golden from Alabama. Golden is going to alter the structure of the defense, alter the way they line up down to down. They're not going to be soft and give up underneath stuff and play dink and dunk, bend, don't break. This is going to be a group that attacks. I think the front seven has a chance to be in the top of the SEC. Okay, let me keep going. It may not happen immediately, but Pete Golden is going to revitalize the Ole Miss defense. I don't know about that. You know, as an Alabama fan, that was Pete Golden about 5 years. And 4 out of the 5 was a disappointment. All right. He might revitalize this daggone this Ole Miss defense, but Ole Miss defense has been terrible for quite a long time. Now, back in 14 and 15, they called themselves the Land Sharks, but that name does not fit them right now, and it haven't for the past 3 or 4 years. It just haven't fit them. Okay, not under Lane Kiffin, not at all. All right, so they pick up Pete Golden, which y'all know I have no confidence in a Pete Golden ran defense. I mean, I just felt like, oh my God, he's just a terrible defense coordinator, just to put it bluntly. And I don't think he could help daggone Ole Miss defense in no kind of way. I think it probably looked the same, if not worse. But anyway, there was a lot better. There was a lot more, better defensive coordinators out there than Pete Golden that Lane Kiffin could have picked up, in my opinion. But anyway, they got 2 edge rushers. All right, transfer from James Madison, Isaac. I guess it's Ukwe, UKWU. That's what I'm saying. Isaac Ukwe, 40 tackles last season, 7.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. All right. Then they bring him back Jared Ivey, who had 37 tackles last year, 3.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 2 fumble recoveries. So they got some edge rushers. I mean, those numbers, they not all that. I like this Isaac Ukwe with 7.5 sacks, though. I like that. But he got to get in the backfield and get some tackles for loss, too. All right. Just like Jared Ivey. All right. Then they got defensive back Deshaun Beatty coming back. So, hey, I don't know about the defense, man. I'm telling you, I do not have no confidence in a Pete Golden defense. And Greg McElroy, he talked about these 3 guys, but no, You got Pete Golden. You got Pete Golden. And I can't say it enough. No confidence at all in Pete Golden. Now Pete Golden could go to Ole Miss and make this defense into a stellar defense. All right. Might turn them back into the Land Sharks. But I'm telling you, I doubt it. I doubt it. Lane Kiffin, he's going to have a hell of an offense. He's going to have an explosive offense. But he's going to have a defense can't stop nobody. I'm going to tell you that now. I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to tell you, like McElroy said, they might surprise some teams. If this defense is up to par, they will damn sure surprise me. So, like Lane Kiffin said back in 2021, get your popcorn ready, baby. Oh, shit. But anyway, I just wanted to share with y'all what Greg McElroy had to say about the Ole Miss Rebels. You know, hey, matter of fact, these two guys, Isaac Ukwa and Jerry Ivey, is the number 2 and the number 6 edge rushers in the SEC. According to Greg McElroy, maybe he knows something we don't know. But anyway, that's all I got. Just wanted to share a little bit with y'all about Ole Miss. Do y'all think Ole Miss will be a better team this year? Okay. Do y'all think they'll be a worse team? Do y'all think the defense will be better under Pete Golden? I don't. Okay. Lane Kiffin, he addressed a lot of issues in the portal, or a lot of positions in the portal. He got a lot of guys out the training portal who could possibly help their team. All right. So y'all let me know what y'all think about Ole Miss heading into the 2023 season. Roll Tide.